Today we're speaking with Matt Arnold of JPMorgan Chase and a member of the Novelis Sustainability Advisory Council. Thank you for joining us today, Matt.
Thanks, Fiona, for having me.
Absolutely. So I wanted to start by asking you, what made you want to join the Novelis Sustainability Advisory Council?
Well, candidly, I had been your consultant on environmental issues, and I really enjoyed working with John Gardner and team, and was excited about the opportunity to continue that relationship. So really, it was partly personal. But then what you guys are trying to do is really exciting and disruptive on a sustainability front. And so I was really honored to be invited to be part of that and to help you achieve what are really ambitious, kind of world-changing goals.
Great, thank you. So what do you think is going well?
You know, I'm not on the ground with you. The numbers that we see in terms of the levels of penetration of recycled inputs, your success on managing CO2 emissions, greenhouse gases, energy, water, waste, all that stuff looks like it's going really great. But I think what really is impressive to me, as someone who's been around a lot of these, is Phil's direct involvement. I mean, Phil Martins is on this topic, and we sit with him for a day. And he's really engaged, and this is his agenda. That's very rare.
Sure. No, that's great feedback, and I think it was an interesting time for us when he went public with our 80% recycled content vision, and a lot of people within the company were thinking, wow, how are we going to get there? Oh my gosh, this is so bold. What did you think about that commitment and statement and vision?
Well, it's funny, I just arrived here at your conference, and it's called Disruptive by Design. Well, it's disruptive, and that was the word that came to all of our minds. It's disruptive of your business. It's disruptive of the industry. It's disruptive of what people think, expectations. We can't do that, but we're gonna. That's amazing. So I think it's the singular most ambitious and exciting sustainability goal I've ever seen. And I think you're going to achieve it.
Great. It's great feedback.
It's amazing.
So tell me, on the opposite side of the spectrum, what are our issues? What do you see as our biggest challenge?
I would have thought of two. One is internally making this agenda relevant to absolutely everyone. I mean, if you frame sustainability as narrowly as 80% recycled, how many people really touch the input? Right? So is that relevant to everyone in the firm? I don't think so. So making the agenda relevant, community relations, all sorts of environmental issues, customer relations, marketing, finance, is everyone in the game and on the team. So I think that's challenge one. And I think challenge two is, and you know, you don't see this as insiders, you're nowhere near well enough known in the world for this. I talk to people all the time about Novelis, and people don't know who you are, and I have to explain who you are. And so I think, and using sustainability as the vehicle by which you become known is a great way to do it.
I think we saw that with interface.
Absolutely. It's very interface. If you all know, the Ray Anderson story and the spear in the chest, do you know that Ray made 250 speeches a year? So I don't know if it's Phil or John or what other leaders you have, but there's a really serious communications effort that I think would really benefit you, but maybe even more the world, because you say, we took this impossible goal and we're going to achieve it. Absolutely,
that's great feedback for us. Another question for you is, in your field, in the finance field, what are the biggest, sustainability concerns for investors?
Investors are very skeptical, I think with good reason. And companies say a lot of things. And there are not a lot of standards by which you say things in this world. They're emerging, but so investors don't really know what to make of all the claims. So what I think they're looking for, how does this thing you're doing to make the world a better place improve your growth, improve your bottom line, make your business more successful? So can I find your sustainability strategy in your financial statements? That if they achieve this, their margin's going to improve by 10%, or their growth is going to, they're going to get an extra 2% pop in their growth. That's what an investor wants. And you have that.
Cool.
Very cool.
So are there any other, organizations or companies that you think we could learn from in terms of life cycle analysis, in terms of some of the things you mentioned, community involvement?
There are sustainability leaders. There are lots of them. The consumer market leaders are very, very focused on sustainability. Some of the bigger chemical companies are DuPont is a company that I've admired along the way. But really, I think it's about plugging into sustainability networks, because there are great ideas happening all the time everywhere. And so it's really about plugging into those. There are lots of networks, social media, professional networks, communities of practice, lots of ways to sort of pull ideas out for how to engage employees, for how to get more visible, and so on.
Good. Well, thank you very much for sitting down with us today. I really appreciate it, Matt.
Thanks very much.